Okay, welcome everybody. We are ready to start our meeting. Um, my name is Ann Morgan and I'm one of the co-founders and will be hosting tonight's meeting. So this is a webinar, just to let you know, we can't see or hear you. If you have any questions, use the chat feature. Ann Glesner and Gretchen Courtney are monitoring that for us tonight. So welcome everyone and welcome to the new members. We've had a few new members since our last quarter and somebody signed up today. Lori, I hope you were able to join us. So happy to have all of you here tonight. And before we get started, I wanted to say thank you to Ann Glesner, all the presenters, the nonprofit representatives, everybody that participated in the presentations that were recorded. Everybody did a great job. So thank you for that. And a lot of behind the scenes work happens. We have the nonprofit vetting committee that helps review application. We have a PR marketing group now, Paula Latta and Natalie Morgan. They help create the PowerPoint templates. So we have a new look now going forward, excited about that. And then our meeting planning committee, Gloria, Gretchen, Paula, and Ann all help get things going. So yes, I also want to thank Spot. So Yenny Bexel of Spot, she has been with us since day one, and we have a huge amount of gratitude for her support because she covers all our administrative expenses. We don't need to charge admin fees or like membership fees to anybody. So that's nice. And the foundation. So thank you to the Door County Community Foundation. They help facilitate our payment processing, and it's offered a way for us to allow credit card payments, which people want. So that's good. Okay. Our mission is to connect like-minded women to make a meaningful contribution to our local community. And supporting that, we have our core values. And they're easy to remember: community first, right? That's what we're all about. So community, for creating an inclusive community, for affecting change. We want to be flexible. As we've grown, the feedback has been great. New ideas, all these things help bring about a positive change. We want to be impactful, be generous and selfless in our giving, and responsible. We want to be good stewards of the funds we raise. Simple, we strive for clarity and consistency, and we want to be transparent with our members and with the community. For our agenda tonight, we have Carol Krieger joining us to speak about Feed and Clothe My People. They received an award a year ago, January, $10,000. They received the main award. And then we're going to have a business update, including the survey results, and announce the awards, and then do our drawing for next quarter. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Carol. Welcome, Carol. So you can just unmute yourself and we'll be ready to go. Well, I can do that for you here. Let's see, Carol, we can't hear you yet. Can you unmute yourself? Let's see.
I asked her to unmute.
Yeah.
She's looking.
Okay. I'm not sure where it is on your screen, her screen.
I'll ask again. So I think she's had to switch.
Okay, so Carol, we're going to go, oh wait, somebody's coming in. Let's see if we have somebody that's gonna.
And well, she does that. There was a request on the line.
Okay.
To have you go into full screen mode if you aren't already.
They just want to see more of your face, but you're fine.
Oh, I'm actually
Okay.
so that I can see some of my notes.
How is that?
Oh, we can hear you, Carol.
Okay, good.
All right, go for it.
All right. Well, it's been an unusual year. And because of COVID, 19, we have not been able to get anyone in to do our repairs to this shopping area. We do plan on doing it, and we expect it'll be $12,000. But over this past year, Feed My People has seen an increasing demand for emergency food pantries, and we've been able to meet that demand. Also, Backpack Buddies sends out bags of food to children living in low-income households in local schools. And that has continued to be delivered. So in spite of that, 2020, we were able to meet all our expenses. So money coming in, income has met all the expenses, the outgoing monies. So we've been doing all right. And with your generous support, we'll be able to do that shopping center update that we hope to do. Let me tell you that the building was originally an old roller skating rink. And in places in the building, we still have the orange and brown carpeting on the lower section of the walls, as well as in the shopping area, there's exposed insulation that's been covered with black plastic. And that insulation and black plastic has been there like that for years. So we're really looking forward to covering that with drywall, removing the old carpet and covering that with drywall, and then getting a painting job done. And our shopping area that people see will be so much more presentable. Over the last year, we also had someone come in and grind down some of the cement floor that was very rough. It's hard to keep it clean when it's that rough. And so a grinder came in and for $600 made our concrete floor smooth again. We replaced a water heater in the past year too, and that was $800 to do the replacement. So thanks to 100+ Women Who Care, our shopping center will get that uplift. You can certainly understand that it, in part, our building has been closed, sometimes part hours. Right now it's closed to shoppers at all, but it's difficult to get service people in. And so even getting an estimate we got one estimate and hope to get others, but I don't know. I'm thinking as long as the building is closed, we could easily have someone in to do the repairs. So that's where we stand, but the money will be used. So I thank you all for that generosity.
Okay, thank you, Carol. And we, hope that the work can be done in the 2021. So
It definitely should be able to, but you don't know. You hear on the news that the new strain is even more virulent and deadly than the strain that's been around. So I'm hoping that we'll be back to normal soon.
yes, I think everybody, yes, we're all ready to see it in person. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, on to our business update. First of all, I just want to say, well done, everyone. You guys are great, especially during the pandemic. You've really hung in there, and just persevering and keeping this giving circle strong has been just warms my heart. So well done, everybody. I know we all love to meet in person and the whole social aspect associated with our giving circle, but we joined it to have an impact on our community, and you are making a difference. So hopefully we will get together in 2021. We're being optimistic in that we have reserved the Peg Egan Performing Arts Center in Egg Harbor for our July meeting, hoping people can sprawl out on the grass, and maybe we can make that happen. And we've also reserved Crest Pavilion in Egg Harbor for our October meeting. Okay, if you, by the way, if any of you have any changes to your contact information, I wanted to throw this out there. Please let us know so we can keep our records up to date. Okay, and our board members are now, you can find them on our website on the About page under the leadership team. And wanted to let you know that there's a link under each person's picture that you can email us directly if you have something, and keep the input coming. We love to hear from you. As a reminder, our website has a lot of good information on it, and there's some handy buttons there. So if you know somebody that's interested in joining, please point them to the Join Us button and they can get right through it. I do think that when we share the 100+ story, it inspires others. And share your story. Why did you join? And the referrals are a great way to grow the organization and grow your impact. And there's a nominate a nonprofit button there. It's easy to nominate. There's very little information that you really have to input, and then Ann Glesner takes it from there and you're off and running. And the donate button is on there, which allows you to pay with a credit card. So right now we have 300 members as of today and 194 equivalents. When we first started out, we always talked about equivalents and kind of dropped that terminology over the last year. And I want to bring that back because we've had a couple of people ask, well, if you have 300 members, how come your award isn't $30,000? And so it was really important to our chapter that we have teams. We want to make this inclusive. We want to broaden the reach for people that can join. So our award is really as a result of the mix between the types of memberships that we have. So we have individuals, we have 2, 3, and 4 member teams. And the 3 member teams are actually because a 4 member team, a member left and somebody else picked up their portion of it. So that's how we ended up with some 3 member teams, which is fine. There are options because we've had a couple of different scenarios. We've had some people that are individual membership and on a team. We've had teams that have decided to split into individuals, and we've had some 4 members turn into 3 member teams. So those are all increasing the impact. And if you want to do anything like that, just let us know. If it fits within your donation plan for the year, you're more than welcome to make the changes and we can help facilitate that. So here's a slide that shows the history of our membership. So we started off with just a little bit over 60. That was July of 18, and now we're at 300. So pretty cool, huh? I think that's exciting. And the bars are the number of members, and the green line, that's the equivalence. So it's interesting. So if you look at 2020, you can see since then we've stayed around 300 members, but the line, the equivalent line, has changed. So it dipped a little bit even though membership was peaking, and then it came back up as membership went down just slightly. And that's due to that mix that I was talking about between teams and individual memberships. Our quarterly award started out around $7,500 and we're up to over $19,000. And I think the really exciting thing is since inception, we have raised $176,000. It's hard to believe. And this year, we're going to surpass $200,000. So great job, everyone. You are making this happen. Oh man, I wish we were in person and we could all get up and cheer. Okay, we're on to the survey. So thank you for those of you that were able to participate. We appreciate your input. We are going to start off with, actually we had a little bit over 50% of our members respond to the survey, just to give you context there. First question that I'm going to talk about here is, have you attended our virtual meetings? And we had 41% said yes. And there's some reasons why people haven't, but I think that it's just great that you attend. We really appreciate that, the support, and that you're showing up for us. So we do appreciate that. It's not a perfect situation. You know, it was like a lot of what we do is social, and we're social people. We like to talk to one another. So we realize that this isn't the best solution, but we're just very thankful that in this age of technology, we're able to continue our mission. And I wanted to say too, the videos that Anne and the rest of the people put together, those are just really a lot of really good information in them. Even if you have heard of the nonprofit or familiar with the nonprofit, we want to encourage you to watch them, because we always learn something, and we think you will too. And we want to learn to be really good philanthropists, and part of that is watching the videos. I was very excited that this time views surpassed over 500 between all the videos. So people are doing that. You guys are watching them, and really that's really heartening. So thank you. Do you like to see guest speakers at our virtual meetings? 46% said yes. And a lot of the comments were in line with philanthropy and community, which are in line with our mission. So we're going to continue to look ways to address these topics and figure out how we can do guest speakers when we go live. I don't know if it's a optional segment before or after our meetings or something along that line, but we'll talk about it. All of these were great suggestions. So thank you for your input. How would you like to see the award split? Almost 59% chose the option, 50% for the main award, and 25% for each of the runners-up. And this is almost exactly what's happening now. So we've remained consistent. With a $20,000 award, the result would be the same, what we're doing now, and the 50, 20, 25, 25. 10,000 would go to the main award and 5,000 to each of the runners-up. So staying consistent there. And the split will be effective in April of this year. Oh, I want to go back to this slide and mention the time out of the hat is main award is 12 meetings and runners up are 8 meetings. We had a lot of other feedback, a lot of positive feedback. Thank you. A lot of support. So thanks for that. And we had a couple comments about the time out of the hat. And we put a lot of thought into this and have tried to strike a compromise. And you're going to learn more about it shortly from Anne Glesner. She's going to go over that as well in a little more detail. And we also have been talking about how to highlight the runners-up, because they receive a significant portion of our award. And part of what we want to do as an organization is spread awareness for all the nonprofits. So we'll work on ways that we can do that as well. We did have a couple people interested in addressing immediate needs, like have our award go to a food pantry or something like that, something with the pandemic. And we had done that in April as far as having it be a voluntary contribution, which worked out really well, by the way, so that was great. However, we've given this a lot of thought, and the model is to have members vote as to where their money is going. And we think that's really important and decided to stick with that. You know, we can all contribute outside of the Giving Circle to all these other organizations in addition to what we're doing here, but we want to stick with the model as is. And we will, as we move back, somebody asked about streaming our live meetings. We will do that when we go back to our live presentations. And at CREST, there's a new audio output feature that should make our live streaming better, hopefully. So we look forward to that. Okay, I am going to turn it over to Anne Glesner.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. So thank you, Anne Morgan. I'm going to do just a little bit deeper dive into a few of the comments on the length of time that a nonprofit, prior award winner should stay out of the hat. So as you saw on the previous slides, we definitely got feedback on perspectives about how long an award winner should stay out of the hat. And so obviously that's being impacted by what's been happening with that member's nonprofit. And so we thought it would be good to take a step back and look at some facts and data and statistics around the hat and the award. So with that, and if you want to go to the next slide. And I know there's a bit of a delay here, so we'll wait just a sec. But the setup on this slide is showing the number of the nonprofits in the hat for the drawing since inception. So we've got 10 nonprofits when we started out back in July of 2018. And you can see that for the most part, there's been a steady increase in the number of nonprofits in the hat. And if you look at this meeting, we've got 22 nonprofits in the hat. Now, we definitely want to encourage members to continue to nominate their favorite nonprofits. That's, a critical piece of, of what we do in the Giving Circle. But some of this makes sense in that as we get nominations more than 3 in an individual quarter, that means that the hat is going to grow because, of course, we're taking 3 out, pulling 3 from the hat for each meeting. And so as we can tell, which is good, we've had more nominations come in than we've had drawn from the hat. Now, something to keep in mind is that this hat at this point is still made up of people of nonprofits who have not yet been an award winner. And so we know that once the wait time from the nonprofits out of the hat passes, we'll start to get those cycle back in. And so, of course, we would expect for the size of the hat to continue to grow, over time. And I suppose at some point would taper off. But this just gives some perspectives on what's happening. And it goes to the nonprofit's statistical chance of being selected. Of course, the nonprofits back in 2018 had a better chance, right, of being pulled out of the hat than those now who are competing against 22 others in the hat. So with that, if you please go to the next slide. So if you look at the last year's activity in the hat, this one shows what's happened since last January's meeting. And we're looking at the number of days that the nonprofit has been sitting or waiting in the hat. So a year ago at the January meeting, the average length of time that a nonprofit had been waiting in the hat was 120 days. And if you look at the nonprofits in the hat for today's meeting, they've been waiting in the hat an average of 213 days. Now, something to keep in mind, and you can see the big increase between first quarter of 2020 and third quarter of 2020 is, of course, many of you will remember that we had to cancel our April meeting last year due to COVID. So all of the nonprofits sat in the hat an extra 90 days and that no one had a chance to be selected. So right now that is being a little bit skewed in terms of we've got that kind of blip in the data, which hopefully will eventually work itself out. Now, keep in mind, as the size of the hat continues to grow, it's probably likely that this aging that we're seeing will continue. Next slide, thank you. So this is just another way to look at the last year. So again, going back to January of 2020, this is looking at each of the 3 nonprofits who presented in each one of the quarterly meetings. How long had they waited in the hat until they were selected to present? So if you take this, this meeting, for example, we've got 3 nonprofits presenting. 1 nonprofit had been waiting for about a year before they were presenting. The other waited for 2 quarters, and then one of them was just in the hat for 1 quarter. You can see that back in October at our meeting, we actually had 2 of the nonprofits that had been in for almost or just over 600 days. So it gives a little bit of perspective on how long have nonprofits been waiting until they were selected. And again, it correlates to the size of the hat. So you can see that it's really varied. And of course, this is going to be an element of chance and luck, but it is being impacted by the competition, if you will, within the hat and being selected. So this is the last of our graphs. This does a little bit of a deep dive into, if you look at tonight's hat, there are 22 nonprofits in the hat, and each one of them is laid out there. And you can see the number of days that they have been waiting in the hat. So for example, Big Brothers Big Sisters is clear to the left. They were one of the early nominations, and you can see they've still not been drawn. So they've been in the hat for just over 800 days. Now on the opposite side, clear on the right, you can see no blue bars actually, and that we've got 5 new nonprofits that are in the hat for the first time in January. And then of course, we've got everything in between in terms of the amount of time that nonprofits have been waiting. So if we take a look at this, basically in summary, we think, as Anne mentioned, the other Anne, that it's prudent to have the main award winners remain out of the hat for 3 years, and for the runners up to stay out of the hat for 2 years, especially since the runner-up award, based on the survey, is continuing to be a sizable amount. We feel that this gives nonprofits not yet selected a better chance of being drawn from the hat for the first time before nonprofits who have already been awarded have a chance to circle back into the hat. So this is obviously it's a balancing act, right? But what we are committed to is continuing to monitor the aging of the hat, and we'll keep looking at these statistics and of course keep sharing. But at this time, we feel like it's a good balance of how the Giving Circle is trying to reward the community based on the nominations that are coming in before prior award winners come back into the hat. Now, I've gone through a lot and a lot of statistics, a lot of slides. Of course, if anybody has questions, please send us an email. Our emails are out there. Give us a call. We're happy to have a dialogue about that and any additional questions and concerns. And to that point, we've got one last slide on this topic, which is just reiterating a big thanks to everyone who's participating. We really do appreciate the feedback. We want to follow the will and the direction of the Giving Circle, and please don't hesitate to contact us at any time. We just keep the feedback coming. We really do appreciate it. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Anne.
Okay, thank you, Anne. And we will share the slideshow with all of you as well, so you can spend more time looking at the graphs in more detail if you would like. Okay, we have an update from the social committee. So Faye Germain and Susie Cotter put together some pictures for us tonight, and also gave me something to read to you. So I'm just going to read it, and here I go. Hello, friends from your social committee. Some thoughts. Before COVID, together, we biked and hiked, bunkoed all night, wined and dined. These all come to mind. There are lakes, birds, flowers, and more, so much more for us to explore together. We look forward to that time when we can gather together again safely and rekindle old and new friendships and plan some fun social events. Stay tuned. Our fingers are crossed for this year's 4th of July parade. We had so much fun in 2019 and hope we can do it again this year. We'd love to have at least 100 women march with us. More on that at our April meeting. Okay, you got it. 100 women march. Mark your calendars. Thank you, Susie and Faye. Tonight's awards, the main award will be $10,000 and the runners up will each receive about $4,500. Okay, drum roll. The main award goes to Door County Cradle to Career. So congratulations to them. Sherry, thank you for nominating them, and congratulations to all the folks there. And congratulations to our runners-up. Operation Not Alone, nominated by Christiana Trapani, and Peninsula Players Theater, nominated by Sarah Glenn. Thank you all. Thank all three of you for all you do for Door County and your mission. So we appreciate everything you do. As a reminder, please submit your payment as soon as possible. We aren't able to give the nonprofits their payment until we have the funds in hand. So just a reminder to do that. If you feel inspired to make an additional contribution to any of these nonprofits, please let us know. We can help facilitate it. Otherwise, if you do it directly to them, we'd like to know, just because we're trying to track the impact that we're having as a giving circle. Okay, on for the another fun part, the hat drawing. And my daughter Natalie is here to help me with this. So,
Hey, everyone.
okay, stirring them up. Okay. We have, oh, if I can open it. Women's Fund of Door County IDA program. All right, congratulations.
I'll pick the next
Oh,
one.
you're gonna
I
pick the
want
next
some
one.
Okay.
Yeah, wait a minute, you can't look. Okay, what do you got there?
I have Big Brothers Big Sisters of Door County.
Oh,
Finally out of the hat.
That is awesome. They've been in there the longest. That's
Do
awesome.
you want the last one?
Well,
Here
okay.
you go. We're
All
taking
right.
turns.
We're taking turns. Got it. Okay. And Good Samaritan Scandia Village. All right, congratulations to the three of you. Ann Glesner will be reaching out to you soon, so you'll know what the next steps and what the process is. Congratulations. Our next meeting is virtual once again, and that'll be April 26th. And we'd like to leave you with a quote from Maya Angelou. I think a hero is any person really intent on making this a better place for all people. Isn't that nice? Okay, that's all for now. Stay well, everyone. Bye. Hang on.